Hey Irfan, how are you?
Good, good. How you doing, Alex?
Yeah, good man. Thank you. Thankful for air conditioning.
Oh yeah, hot one out there today. So 100-ton plus heat index. These are the days where I'm kind of grateful to be behind a computer again.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, topic of today is we have 5 topics. We're going to go through them, myth or fact, just to get a little discussion around different topics that come up often and give you different viewpoints on each of them. All
We
right?
had to title this Mythbusters. Myth.
Yes. So, we're going to do some myth busting today.
All right,
And then
awesome.
you can let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. All right. So, first myth or fact, you need a virtual assistant to scale your real estate business. Irfan, myth or fact?
I am going to go with fact. I think virtual assistants allow you to get away from the mundane work where the day-to-day tasks that take up a lot of time, you can kind of eliminate them or reduce them from your schedule and focus on the bigger things. And the bigger things help you grow.
Okay. I'm going to say myth. I'm going to
Myth.
say myth. Yeah.
And why is that, Alex?
Because if you don't have what you like your process in place, then it doesn't matter if you have a virtual assistant. I actually have someone who I know, we won't mention names, but I basically gave them a contact for a VA that had interviewed with me before, but I had already hired someone. So I gave them the VA kind of like, hey, I think this person is good. And if you have work for them, I think they could pick up some work. And they said, great, thank you for giving me that. And so they met with the VA and then they came back to me and said, well, I don't know what to give them. I don't know what to actually have them do. And I said, well, you have to sit down and you have to make a list of what you're doing. Are you spending time on the phone? So if you don't know how to delegate and you don't have a list of what you need taken off your plate to begin with, you don't need a VA yet.
That's an interesting perspective. Yeah. I mean, I can see that how it could create inefficiencies in a VA's work. So definitely see that side as well.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2, you must be a licensed real estate agent to scale your business, your real estate business.
Oh, it has to be myth or fact too. I would say kind of a fact. And the
Okay.
reason why
Kind
I
of in
say
fact.
kind of a fact, I think it makes it easier to be licensed. You have access to the MLS as well as you have a license to your name. So you're almost more trusting. So I have 3 different licenses at this point: CPA, real estate license, as well as contractor license. So I just feel like it gives me credibility to have all those licenses, and credibility helps you with finances or financing, and it helps you with negotiations as well. So I think it's helpful. I would say it's kind of a fact, but I could be steered the other way too with a good argument.
All right, so here comes the good argument. So I'm going to go kind of a myth.
Okay.
And the reason is I know a lot of investors that are not agents. They don't spend their time taking courses and paying fees and hanging out at the broker's office and whatever, money they save by being their own agent and doing their own deals, they can make doing one other wholesale deal or one other deal on the side. So yeah, they pay a little more to have an agent, but the agent does a lot of work for them. And sometimes the agent can bring them pocket listings, off market listings, stuff that they don't need to spend their time doing. They're just laser focused on their business and they just find a good relationship with an agent that maybe gives them discounts when they list something or something and kind of works the relationship that way, and they focus on other things like scaling and evaluating deals.
All right, awesome. Yeah, good different perspective. I think we weren't entirely 100% on either myth or fact, but I think it's good to have varying opinions as well. Are you gonna go against me on every single one though, Alex?
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Yes, whatever. I'm going to oppose you on every single one.
All right,
3rd is you should reinvest all of your profits back into deals to grow faster.
I'm gonna have to say fact because this is what we personally did. We reinvested pretty much all profits back into the business. But that being said, I think that there is a necessity for you to take flip profits and make sure it's covering overhead and make sure you are taking enough money for yourself during these years. Otherwise, it's gonna feel like a fruitless effort. So almost pay yourself a salary or distribute enough that you are paying yourself throughout the years.
All right, so hold on. So now you're kind of giving me fuel for the myth part. So you have to back up your fact. So you're just saying your fact is you're going to reinvest all profits.
You can't grow otherwise. You got to make sure all that money is going back into the business.
Yeah. All right. So even though you gave me some help there, I am going to go myth. I'm going to say you don't need to reinvest all your profits. You can, like Charlie Munger says, you don't need the last dollar. So you have to have financial discipline. You can't get over leveraged. You can't be in a situation. I know people who they kept reinvesting and they own these properties, and then they have a cash flow situation where they say, you know what, I actually kind of want to live off some cash. And now it's in a property and they can refinance it and get money out that way, but then they have a new higher rate, or they could sell it, but they don't want to pay taxes and commissions. So now they're stuck with it. It's like, great, you have a lot of equity in the property. You can't really, tap it that easily. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that brings us to our next question.
Yeah. Next question. You need to be active on social media to scale.
I think that's a fact. I think you need to market with all possible marketing channels available. And fortunately or unfortunately, social media is here as a marketing channel, and you need to push out marketing. To be able to scale, you need to be an active investor. And you can't be an active investor if you're taking passive marketing strategies.
Okay. Although this is going on all social media, I'm going to oppose you and I'm going to say myth. I'm going to say you can scale without social media. You have to be really good at being the neighborhood guy, picking up the phone, doing it the old school way, having people on the ground that are handing out cards, flyers, door hangers. You're hitting the streets. So you can do it the old school way. It's just less common these days, and you won't reach as many people. But if you have a niche, you're well known in a neighborhood or an area, maybe you become the mayor, I don't know. You can make a pocket for yourself and scale a business, I would say, in a reasonably large geographical area. Maybe not national, but you can scale a business to a certain degree without going on social media, just by knowing people and developing a reputation that way.
Awesome. All right. So you're four for four right now for opposition.
Have I been all myth?
Yes.
We've been improving this. So I haven't been paying attention. Okay.
All right. So now for the fifth question. Let's see if you can keep it up.
Okay. Fifth question. You can't scale a real estate business without raising private capital. I would say fact. I'm going to go fact, and I'm going to say OPM, other people's money. That is the key to the game. You need private capital to scale. Eventually the banks are going to get tired of you. They're going to say, you hit your limit, buddy. Or there's going to be something out there that's really enticing, and you have to act quick on it. You just can't call a bank and say, hey, I need to give me like $1 million tomorrow, right? You need to have people on dial that can back you, that trust you, that think you're credible, that you can use and partner with, and not only in like the flash deal, but also in deals for the future. And that's how a lot of people scale.
So although there are markets that are given money pretty freely and fast at this point, I will still have to say fact. So this is our one agreement here.
Okay.
I just think that if scaling is the name of the game, having access to private capital is absolutely necessary. If you want to build a nice, comfortable business, maybe you don't need to have access to private capital, but having that easily available money, and I always used to say we're basically in the business of interest rate arbitrage. So if that's the case, as much money you can raise at sub 10% and as much money as you can push out at more than 10% will make you more money. So the name of the game there would be just getting as much money as possible. So that's I guess that's our only agreement there, Alex.
All right. Well, there we go. We're 1 for 5. But I think what this exercise does is just show you that there's different perspective on things, that you don't have to go about it one way all the time. There is certain things that make more sense most of the time, and there's things that most people do most of the time. So you can follow that or not follow that as you wish, but different things work for different people.
Yeah, finding your best way forward is the most important, right? And it kind of goes with our business as well, because people have their set processes and procedures, and they have an idea of what they want and how they want to see it, and we kind of help guide them in their direction, their set direction, in a better path, better way forward. So it kind of goes hand in hand with day-to-day business as well. So but yeah, exercise was awesome. It was awesome to create some controversy too. So 1 of 5 in agreement, but I would say that we're probably more in agreement on our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for watching.
All right, thank you.